In this lesson, we're going to learn about fascia and eaves. To do this, we first need to place a roof on this building. Begin by coming underneath the Architecture tab and then selecting on the word roof. It'll ask you which level do you want to put the roof on. In this case, go to level 2 and say yes. Where it has defined slope on the options bar, put a check mark in there because we want a slope on 2 sides. For the overhang, make sure this says 2 feet. If it doesn't, just click inside the box and type in 2 feet. Also make sure that the Pick Walls tool has been selected over toward the right-hand side on the ribbon. Once all that's been set up, move your mouse to the top wall. Make sure the dash line is to the outside because that's where the overhang is going to be, and then click. And now we have this eave going to the outside of the building. We'll leave the 9/12 pitch for right now. Do the same thing down here. Just make sure that the dash line is to the outside of the building, and then click again to place it. Now, we don't want to have a slope on the 2 sides. This is going to make a gabled roof that'll slope up to here, and then slope up to here. So, clear out define slope, highlight right over here, make sure that dash line's on the outside, and do the same thing over on the right-hand side. Once you have a box that goes all the way around here, that is going to be the overhang of your roof, and click on the big green check mark to finish that off. It'll ask you, do you want to attach the highlighted walls to the roof, and just say yes to that. And now we have a building that has a roof over the top of it with the walls going up to the roof. And we can see that if we go to a 3D view. So just select on the default 3D view icon at the top of the screen, and now you can see the roof that you created. Now, one thing I'd like to do is change this roof. I don't necessarily like this being a generic 12-inch roof. What I'd like it to be in this case is just a generic 9-inch roof. So we'll select on generic 9-inch. Make this just to be a little bit thinner roof. The next thing I want to do is start to put a fascia board going across each of these ends. And to do that, we can come underneath roof, but there's a little arrow next to the word roof, and if you select on it, there's roof fascia. Click on that. Make sure that fascia flat 1x12 is selected. There can be other sizes of fascia boards as well. It's just a Revit family that you can create. Then come in here, and then pick on the top line that makes up this roof going along the side here. Click, and now it'll place that fascia board right there along the face of the roof. And you can do the same thing over on the other side. And I'm going to hold down the Shift key as well as the wheel on the mouse to spin this around. And now click that top line right there to put the fascia board there. Now you could leave it like that, but I'll also point out that you can do this along the sides as well. If you'd like to have the fascia board completely surrounding it, you'll see that it will clean up on itself. Spin it around, and now click the edges again, and you'll get the fascia boards going there along the side. You can create your eaves by giving an overhang when you build your roof, and then you can apply your fascia board to it by using the fascia command, which is underneath Architecture, and this little arrow right next to the word roof, and roof fascia. One last thing, this thing that's a roof gutter, it applies the same way as how the roof fascia works. You'll just simply select on roof gutter and then pick where you'd like its base point to be, such as maybe the top of the fascia board, and then it would place a roof gutter in all the locations you'd want the roof gutter as well.